keep looking over your shoulder and trust no one. Except Watch Mojo, of course, because today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 suspense or thriller anime series.
Very funny. Come on. You're scaring me.
For this list, we're looking at anime whose thrills and chills keep you on the edge of your seat. While most horror series have suspense, not all suspense is horror, and we will be looking at anime outside the horror genres.
でもさ、房に完全に繋がってね。
We will also exclude all anime films, as that's a list for another day. Number 10, Future Diary.
Calm down. This isn't real.
Grab your diaries and enter the Battle Royale.
Where are they? Hide and seek, is it?
We're kicking off our list by diving headfirst into a diary death game between 12 different individuals. Each character holds a diary that can predict the future in one way or another. What follows is a tale of intrigue and shocking discovery that leads protagonist Yuki to question his own morality. While the series is mainly focused on psychological torture, it definitely doesn't shy away from violence and is not for the faint of heart.
I'd like to begin,
stop.
predictably
What are you
enough,
doing?
with First's true identity.
Number 9, Steins Gate.
タイムマシーンすごいね。
Is it possible to send messages into the past? In our next entry, a self-aware mad scientist attempts the impossible with disastrous results.
どうしたの？顔が真っ青だよ。
人が死んでた。
Initially, the series presents itself as your average sci-fi affair, but underneath it lays an emotionally engaging story that makes its audience sympathize with its characters as much as they care for each other.
何を撮っていたのだ？
照明。
While the time-altering plot and ludicrous paradoxes may go over some people's heads, anyone who gives the series half a chance will nonetheless enjoy the ride. No series deals with time travel and alternate realities as deeply or as interestingly as Steins Gate.
桐生萌か。私も聞いたことがない。
なんだと？
Number 8, Death Parade.
いらっしゃいませ。クイーンデキムへようこそ。
Welcome to the Queen Dakim. Please have a seat. The newest series on our list, Death Parade follows two people who enter the Queen Dakim bar and play variations on common bar games. The stakes? Only their lives? Da-da-da.
あなた、これ。
なんだこれは。まさか死体。
Unbeknownst to them, they have already died and are actually being pitted against each other and judged for reincarnation. Unlike many of our other entries, Death Parade focuses more on the gray areas of what define us as humans and what it means to have a soul. Suspenseful, emotional, and rather humorous. Here's to Death Parade.
せーの、乾杯!
Number 7, Ergo Proxy. What happens when science clashes with philosophy? You get our next entry. Set in a far-off utopian future, we explore a world where humanity lives in perfect balance with a collection of androids known as autorevs.
By the way, the Security Bureau conducted spot searches across the city last night.
When a virus is created that causes the autorevs to become self-aware and commit murder, it is up to the audience to unravel the mystery. A gripping story that may cause you to question your own ideals. Ergo Proxy is as beautiful as it is intriguing, blending 3D CG modeling with 2D cell animation. Number 6, Tokyo Ghoul.
俺カズオっつんだ。俺も久しぶりだからあんまり分けてやれねえけど。
Ever been torn apart by a monster on your first date by your first date? In Tokyo Ghoul, man-eating monsters live among us in secret, and college student Ken Kaneki gets transformed into a half-ghoul, half-human after his date tries to eat him.
おいしい。
As Kaneki struggles with his new life as a monster, he discovers that not all ghouls are evil, and many, like him, are just trying to get by.
もうここには来ないでくれないか。
嫌われたもんだね。
静かに暮らしたいんだ。
We soon discover that humans can be just as bloodthirsty and monstrous as actual monsters, and Tokyo Ghoul may actually make you root for the ghouls. Number 5, Psychopaths.
I'll let you in on one thing I've always wanted to do.
I've always wanted to have sex with a beautiful woman like you.
Grab your badge and join the Public Security Bureau as they eliminate threats to society.
Seems he's overextended his welcome in this world.
Elimination? Just because he got flagged by a routine street scan?
Using a gun called the Dominator, officers have the power to kill or simply incapacitate potential threats depending on the target's threat quotient. The catch being that the Dominator uses a built-in algorithm to decide who lives and who dies, taking context, emotion, and the human element out of the equation.
You have my deepest sympathies.
Borrowing many of its ideas and themes from popular Western films such as Blade Runner and Minority Report, this series will feel familiar to many anime fans already.
You need to check her stats on your gun.
Crime coefficient over 160. Enforcement action required.
Well, nothing we can do about it.
Psycho Pass explores a future where judgment is done by numbers, and how much we would stand to gain and lose when human error and insight are taken out of the equation.
You don't have to use the Dominator on her!
You know the Dominators are connected straight to Sybil. The city system itself has determined this woman is a threat to society. Think about what that means.
And you're just perfectly fine with shooting an innocent woman?
Number 4, Paranoia Agent. What anime suspense thriller list would be complete without at least one entry by anime legend Satoshi Kon? Most well known for his animated features like Perfect Blue and Paprika, his anime series directorial debut Paranoia Agent does not disappoint. Following the mass paranoia of a group of people following the seemingly random assaults by an assailant known as Little Slugger, Paranoia Agent succeeds in blurring the line between reality and hysteria. The flexibility and pace of the series allowed Khan to explore many new areas, creating an almost sociological study of guilt and fear. Number 3, Elfin Lied. From the sights and sounds of its opening theme to the horrific scenes of blood and gore, Elfin Lied uses imagery above all else to create suspense and detestation.
Where's Coda? I heard that Coda's in the hospital.
Like Tokyo Ghoul, Elfin Lied makes us question who the real monsters are when Lucy, a powerful Diclonius, escapes from her captivity in a bloody, naked rampage. We soon learn that her violent and murderous outbursts are a result of a lifetime of physical and mental torture by, you guessed it, regular humans. What type of person would Lucy have been if she had been accepted and loved rather than tormented?
You're hopeless.
Elfin Lied is unique because it deals with some unforgettable themes and goes to some very dark and mentally punishing places.
He asked you a question, you freak.
Number 2, Monster.
We have a problem. Those kids, the twins, the boy and the girl. They're gone, sir. We can't find them anywhere.
This thriller analyzes the mind of a psychopath. In this dark and twisted series, on Ise's watch as renowned brain surgeon Dr. Kenzo Tenma's life falls apart after saving the life of a young child over that of a political figure.
Hang in there, kid.
While the anime series is rather slow to get going, its intelligent and twisted storyline is what sets it apart from other entries on this list. Interesting characters drive the story, especially the interactions between Dr. Tenma and his former patient Lohan Liebert. Regardless, let's stay away from the psychopaths for now.
It isn't pretty.
Their identities.
Mr. and Mrs. Reichman from Stitch Drive. They were murdered in their home.
Before we thrill ourselves with our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
What is?
You make it look so easy, all of you guys. It's like you were made for this kind of work. Of course, it helps you don't have that pesky conscience getting in the way.
The only recourse that we have is capital punishment.
This isn't real. It can't be.
このままそこで死ぬか、それとも共犯者になるか。
Number 1, Death Note.
I win again. No hard feelings, right?
If we didn't put Death Note as the number 1 suspense thriller anime, we're pretty sure our names would end up in a notebook somewhere. Death Note follows high school student Light Yagami, who discovers a notebook that allows him to kill anyone, needing only his or her name and face. Light decided to use the power of the notebook to reshape the world in his image, a goal that puts him up against the brilliant investigator L in the most intense game of cat and mouse ever put to animated form.
Up until then, we thought that Kira would only go after criminals, but as we all witnessed, he didn't hesitate to kill my stand-in.
What price would you willingly pay for peace on Earth, and are the sacrifices worth it? Death Note asks these questions, and the answers are far more complex than meets the eye.
So that eventually no one will ever do anything evil again.
Do you agree with our list?
These guys can look after themselves. They're not your responsibility.
What's your favorite suspense thriller anime?
Why not go and bother someone else?
For more suspenseful top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Now, what are we all doing standing here? Come in, have some tea.